gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of the Give My Head podcast. You're very, very welcome. This is a Give My Head podcast. Myself, Tim McGarry, and my good colleague,
Damon Quinn.
We are without Michael McDowell this week, which is no bad thing, to be honest with you. He doesn't add an awful lot, does he, Damon? Let's be honest. You know,
Not really, no.
Not really. But we can do without him. You're very welcome. If you haven't been before, where have you been? This is the podcast that discusses comedy, culture, and everything that we find amusing and interesting about Northern Ireland. We have a superb guest, ladies and gentlemen, today. But before we get to him, we have to tell you that we are delighted that we have a brand new sponsor. Yet another sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. It's Pug Uglies on Bedford Street. A favourite pub of ours, let's be honest. Damon, we like Pug Uglies. We know we have a lot of gigs in pub. We do a lot of parties and stuff in Pug Uglies,
Absolutely. Don't we? We go way back, Pug Uglies. Yeah.
We remember when it was Morrison's.
Yes, and it was called something else before that.
It was called something else before that. We have lots of parties upstairs. There's a beautiful room upstairs for private parties.
Absolutely. We've had quite a few of those.
It's a specialist bar dealing with beautiful food and Pug Uglies. They're also a big sports bar if you like your football. They're also into their rugby, and the Six Nations is starting. You like your rugby, John? I'm not really into rugby. I'm more of a soccer man, but I would watch the Six Nations.
Yeah, I'm more of a soccer man, but I love watching rugby, you know. And I love watching Ireland when they were sort of near enough world champions, but just got beat in the final.
Well, apparently they keep winning at rugby. They're quite good at rugby.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Well, you go to Pug Uglies, you can watch all the matches because it's starting on the 22nd of February, I think it is. And this, of course, is Valentine's weekend. So go to Pug Uglies, ladies and gentlemen. Call in some food and cocktails. And the Guinness Six Nations is on the live big screen. Wales versus Ireland kick-off at 2:15 on Saturday the 22nd. Book your table now. Go to puguglies.com. Special offer. There's a special offer on at Pug Uglies. 4 pints of Guinness for 20 quid. 4 pints, that's for nothing. During all the Guinness Six Nations televised matches. Plus, if you say, Give My Head podcast, they will give you 20% off your food bill.
Wow.
That's not bad.
That's very good.
Free food, 20% off your food. Great food. Options to enjoy include Pug's Buffalo Wrap, perfect with a pint. Call in for your Sunday roast. Ladies and gentlemen, Pug Uglies. We love Pug Uglies. You can bump into us watching the rugby if that's your sort of thing. You may not.
Yes, we are regulars.
We are regulars.
Yep.
Big hello to Aaron at Pug Uglies, the manager there who's looked after us very well. So go to Pug Uglies for your rugger. Enjoy yourself. We maybe see you there. Thank you for Pug Uglies for your support.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a comedy legend in the building.
By the way, I remember you could have got 4 pints of Guinness for 11 and 6.
Right.
11 shillings and sixpence, is that?
Of course, what else?
11 and 6?
Yeah.
What is 11 and 6 in modern? What's about
It's 57.5p, I think.
You get 4 pints of Guinness for 57.5p?
No, there was no 57.5p, but the equivalent.
All right, okay.
Way in the dark, the black and white days.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are bang up to date on the Give My Head podcast. We like to keep up with the younger comedians today. We like to keep up with the Shane Todds and the Mickey Bartletts and that, but we have an absolute legend with us today. John Linehan, better known as McFettridge, but John has been a very good friend of ours for many, many years. John, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Tim.
John, you're a good North Belfast man, like
Absolutely,
myself.
yeah.
What is it about North Belfast? Why are we the best comedians in the country?
Well, first of all, it's probably the nicest place in Belfast to live because all the Jewish community many, many years ago and all the shipbuilders and ship owners, etc., all lived on the slopes as we sort of merge into the Cave Hill.
That's right. We have the synagogue up in North Belfast.
That's right, yeah. And many's a gig in it. All the old ladies.
You've done gigs in it. You've done gigs everywhere.
I know, and all the wee women all getting dolled up, even they all sat in the front row rattling the jewellery, you know. You used to have to tell them, keep their hands down or put them on somebody's shoulders in front of you. But the rattles, it was unbelievable. It was great. Yeah. Still waiting on the money.
I have to say, I'm really nervous with you on the show because...
Why is that?
Because
you're vicious.
I would never take you. I mean, if you're holding court in the pub, I would never take you on. You're just
listen, I'm not going to give you a hard time. God beat me to that.
But you started off. I mean, you are notoriously a slagger on your live show, but you're like that off stage as well. Is that how you started? Were you funny off stage?
Well, funnily enough, how I started was Eamon Holmes, who's a cousin of the wife, and he said to me, John, I'm doing Downtown Radio in a few weeks' time. We're there for 2 weeks, and he says, I'd love you to ring in. And I said, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm a motor mechanic, what do you want me to do? And he says, no, just do what you do at weddings, funerals, house parties, or in the bar. Just do what you do naturally.
Take the piss out of people.
That's it, absolutely. And had a couple of pints in me, you know. And I remember it was in Port William Golf Club, and we were burying Brenda's aunt and Eamon's aunt, dear lover, and it was at the afters, and of course I had about 3 or 4 sherbets in me, and he said, will you do it? And I said, aye, certainly, no problem. Oh, then when the cold light of day, the next day I went, oh, geez, what have I done here? Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't break.
What year was that, John?
1987, I think.
Wow.
About the 23rd of August. 11 o'clock.
Your life changed forever.
Absolutely, it did. And I just called myself May after Brenda's ma, because Brenda's ma was in my scullery. Right. And Eamon's ma, both 2 sisters, they were in, and was nearly going to call myself Josie.
Josie?
But I just thought, no, McFettridge. When you hear this, I just said, no, I'm called May after Brenda's ma, God rest her. And he went, May. And I, yes, son, that's me, May. And he went, all right, and we talked away, blah, blah, and what are you going to do? And we're down the road to get my vegetables and all. And he mentioned all the shops on the Antrim Road, facing the waterworks there. And because I had a wee garage in behind Devine's shop, and of course, Brenda got a good mention there with the shop and all.
Free advertising.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't free. Didn't end up free. And so you're talking about it, and he says, oh, by the way, what's your second name, May? And I went, what? Your second name? What's your second name? Oh, so I was thinking on my feet here. I didn't think we were going to get that close, son. I just thought it was just Eamon and May just talking. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And a copy of the Irish News, and like any other sports guy, you know, you read the back page first. And Olga McFettridge, who was a hurler with the Antrim team, and were very, very good in the late 80s, because at the end got into the final in 89 and were beaten. Anyway, they were hammered. But it says McFettridge, and I go, I'm on the phone. May McFettridge, 2 T's, by the way, son, 2 T's. And he went, right, 2 T's, what? I just thought it's a good Ulster name, a good Antrim name. He says, okay, May McFettridge. And then I'm looking, Brenda come out of and she just looked at me and got the arms out.
You do?
You do? I said, I don't know. And that was it. That's when she was born, August 87.
Right. So where did you decide to be a woman? Were you a big fan of drag?
No, I didn't.
Are you non-binary, are you?
Now we could go somewhere with this here, you know, bubble nut.
Okay,
Take her Renner. Anyway, he who knows.
He's a brave man. Brave man.
Anyway, yes, what were we talking about?
Well, did you decide to become a woman?
Oh, yes.
Not just go on as yourself?
See, the year before, I was a member of the CBPPU, you know, the Christian Brothers Past Pupils Union. I was never a Christian Brother pupil ever, but you just got out because I played for the football team. And we did a wee pantomime, just a wee 40-minute thing, you know, and it was Cinderella, and Big Liam Nallis was, he was the prince. I couldn't believe Prince would have had that right. Anyway, and his wife, she was, you know, Cinderella, and me and a guy called, oh my God, maybe names. We were the 2 ugly sisters. God rest him, he's dead. His name will come to me in a second. And we were 2 ugly sisters. And we did 3 shows, right? No, but we were to do 2 shows over, you know, like a Friday and a Saturday. And they ended up, the first, me and Gabriel Savage, Gabriel and myself were sitting, and we had
Thank God we know his name now.
And Gabriel, God rest him, and me and him had an A4 page of everybody that you could mention. Oh, but what about him? Oh, but what about that? Did you hear about him? And we were telling things that people that you would normally slag somebody about. And but at the 4th, I put on 2 more shows. At the end of the show, right, at the end of the run, sorry, we had 4 A4 pages to do because everybody.
Ah, right.
You mentioned my wife. Oh, you didn't mention him, but and all this started. So that was the start of the.
See, we like being slagged, don't we? We kind of take it.
I love it. I love it. You know.
Yeah. Most of us take it, but you've gone too far sometimes. Haven't you? You've annoyed people, haven't you?
I tell you, I was doing a gig in the Dockers Club, and there was this fellow and girl in the front, the tables at the front, and I go, "Is that the wife?" Second wife, she wasn't my first choice. No, all them the different ones,
indeed.
and I give her a hard time, and I'm getting changed in the Dockers. You know the dressing room that they have in the Dockers.
Oh, the
They
toilet.
Keep, the toilet. They keep the drink in there. And so I'm in. Next thing the door up. See the fellow who does McFettridge. I just in there. And yes, what is it? He says, my wife's not happy. You give her a hard time. You ripped the back out of her, and so she's not happy. I said, how are you? He said, well, I'm not happy either. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I'll go out and apologise. No, she doesn't want to talk to you. I mean, that's okay. The next week, I'm doing another gig in the Dockers, same night, Friday night, sitting on the same table. And as I was going, and I walked round, and I completely blanked her, walked in, and getting changed. At the door, your mum comes, this is my God, strike me dead. He come in, here, I was talking to you last week about, says, you never mentioned it this week, and she's not happy. So Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what do you do here? That was it.
See, I love that line you do. And you say, at the end of the act, you say, if I've offended anybody from the bottom of my heart, I don't care.
That's it, absolutely.
It's a great line.
Suck it up.
That's the only way.
That's it.
But did you develop that over the years, did you?
Because it used to worry me.
Yeah.
But now I'm all right. I'm
Well,
better.
you're all right
I'm better.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a few people watching this go, who is that fella? I can't see there be that many, but I mean, you are one of the most long-standing comedians in Northern Ireland, but Panto Dame, one of them, not just a Panto Dame in Northern Ireland, the longest standing, but in the UK, you're the longest standing. You've done 36 years now or something?
No, 34.
Oh, 30, I exaggerated there.
You did. That's how put years on you.
Only 34, 34. 34 years.
But there's tickets and all for next year. There's 35.
Sorry, I forgot to mention Give My Head Peace is on tour and in March and then you're in the Grand Opera East Lounge.
Indeed. We've 35,000 seats sold for next year.
35,000 sold for next.
Yeah.
Well, this is January, this is February, so this is for December next year.
See you in 10 months, 9 months, whatever. Aye.
But you two have both performed for the current king, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
Did you do a gig for the King?
Yeah.
I didn't. Still waiting to do like. Yeah. But no, I've some nice.
Still waiting to be paid, probably.
Some nice photograph. I met the Queen. I met her husband, dear loving the Duke, or Phil the Greek, as I called him on the radio. Anyway, and I didn't meet Andrew. Andrew's the only one. Well, it didn't. I wasn't going to rush into that, especially with me with the gear on.
He's a bit too old for
he jumped the crack. That fella jumped. Anyway, and I met the sister at a gallery, an art gallery, and there was a photograph of or a painting of me and one of the owl doll in the background, like. Smaller. And she says, who's the one in the back? I said, I'm afraid that's me. She said, I thought that was you. Jesus. What, do I look like her? Oh, my God. But,
so you're an arse licker of the British state, is that what you're saying?
Oh, yes.
But did he not say to you something like, does your wife not... Does your wife dress as a man?
He turned around and he said to me, what did you do during COVID? I said, well, obviously we didn't do the Panto that year. And my wife, and he went, as if, you have a wife?
All right.
You're all right, you're whatever. And I says, yeah. And she kept saying to me during the Christmas period and all around, can you not go to somebody, your friend's house, go out or go shopping? Do you want, can you not just, get out of the house? Aye, get out of the house. And he was delighted, first of all, that I wasn't going to ask him out in a date or whatever, but he says, your wife, yeah, lovely, yeah. And he was walking away, cheerio, not cheerio. And he walked away about 4 strides. He turned back, he said, I'm not going to try and do impersonation. I said, does your wife put men's clothing on at the weekend? I said, you know, Brenda, do you? And he just laughed me down.
Did we just apologise to Brenda here?
Yeah. I met him. I did a gig in Hillsborough Castle for him. You have to submit the script weeks in advance.
Oh,
and all
is
that
that right?
Did all that.
Oh, but no use for me.
Well, exactly. You don't have a booking script. You make it up as you go along.
Well, we didn't hear this. I remember we were doing Panto, and the writers wanted to know, you know, what is it you want to do? Because I hear you go out for about 4 to 7 minutes. Normally it's 18, but don't tell you that. And just sort of warm up the first 4 or 5 rows. And he said, could you tell me what you're going to say? I said, I haven't a clue. He said, what do you mean you don't know what you're going to say? Yeah. Right, okay. Well, that's nice. Yeah, we'll just record a couple of them and see which ones is, sort of... I says, good luck with that one. No chance.
Paddy Jenkins was telling me when you do the rehearsals for the pantomime, you get the script, then you have the bit, you go out and you do your bit at the start. He just goes out on the stage and goes, 10 minutes. That's it. Because you never know what you're going to say. It's just going to be 10 minutes.
But 12 minutes, right? And I just walk off. No, what are you at? What are you doing? I don't know. So,
years of experience.
Indeed, aye. Yeah. And you can see the front row. Don't look at his eyes. Don't look at his eyes. Jesus, don't. I told you not to look at his eyes. You pick somebody out. And that's
but I think we can trust you to do 10 minutes now because you've done 100,000 shows, or I can't remember how bloody thousand. You've got your bust in the Grand Opera House. You've your own dressing room in the Grand Opera House named after you.
Indeed.
I was on the trust when that happened. I was on the trust.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Good lad.
I tried to veto the decision, but they went ahead with it anyway. Because imagine having your own bust like in the Grand Opera House.
Bronze. And maybe take that with me. Get it melted down. Get a few quid.
Do you feel more powerful as me when you're doing the bit? Like,
I couldn't.
Or would you be happy enough to go out as yourself?
No, I couldn't do what May does as me, you know. I go into, all right, is that your wife? Rough looking, isn't she? You said that as a fella come up and drop you. One day, and I'm not a fighter, as you can see by the face. But I know the adult, she gets away with absolute murder, you know.
It's a bit of a pain, though, having to get into all the gear and all over the fuck. Because I'm a lazy sort, you know.
Aye.
When we started, we gave me a headpiece that said to me, oh, do you want a moustache? Do you want sideburns? Do you want a wig? I went, no. I don't want to be stuck in a make-up chair, you know, first thing in the morning. You know. And then over the years, we got to the point where we do the show on the stage, and you know, I've got Carl's dress sense now, so I don't even get into a costume. I just go down and want to wear
just what you're wearing.
Go on stage and do Carl. Don't have to get any makeup or anything.
Well, I tell you, there's many's a time.
I had to put a cap on. It's terrible.
I know, lazy pigs. But I remember, you know, sort of years ago, just looking into the dressing room, looking in the mirror, and going, Jesus, to do all this again. Why could I not have, you know? But yeah.
It is what it is.
That's it.
Yes.
Exactly that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, comedy has changed over the you started in the late 80s then. So we were about the same time in terms of starting, because you were a car mechanic before that, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm a mechanic, yeah. And I love fixing cars, you know. But see, nowadays...
it's all electrics now and computers.
You lift the bonnet. I have the last couple of cars I had, you lift the bonnet and see where the water bottle is, you know, for the windscreen. That's it. And I can't see anything else.
But you would have got away with more in the earlier days, though. Because I mean, I remember used to go out and do, like, if there was somebody come in and they were in a wheelchair or they had like crutches, you'd be saying, "Oh, Joyrider."
I said,
the sort of thing that now you probably have to get more careful about, isn't it?
Kept your hands out of the tail, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, the politically correctness now, you know, and.
You're not in favour of that, John? Is that what you're saying?
You're
not very woke?
No, I'd have to hang the boots up if it gets any worse, because, you know, the 10 minutes is, you know...
You'll get a job doing warm-up for Donald Trump, though. Surely, I mean, you'll never be able to work there.
Did you ever see anything like it? Mother of God. He's bringing all these... And for the 10,000 people who... wrecked what was it? The big capitals.
The J6 hostages, I think he called
Is that right? Well, they're all free and all of them. We'll give you a grand. Put in, you'll get a claim and all.
Well, he's been sent by God. Been sent by God to make America great again.
Somebody said, when was it great? I know politicians, my God,
Aye.
you have to be so careful there, don't you? But he doesn't care. The guy
He doesn't care.
Doesn't.
But you were busy then, late 80s, early 90s and stuff. You were doing gigs all right. We've a mutual agent, David Hull, who sent you to every hole in the hedge.
My God,
did you once warm up for the Ra, or am I joking, or am I mistaken, or did the Ra warm up for you?
Where are you going with this?
No.
I just wondered where he was going with it.
It's all right. He's met the king. It's all right.
He'll back me up.
It's a wide and varied career in Northern Ireland. You meet the king and then you warm up for the Ra. Accidentally, I'm not saying they're like the Ra. You were their official comedian. I don't know if they didn't have a comedy section.
No, but the best about it is I did both sides from the very start, you know. And then you go, now what's kind of a club? And then when you're going for the other side or your own side or whatever you want to call it, you used to go, now, these that branch of the other side or the other branch of the other side. Right. And then, you know, the Ra, and then you had this, and then every letter in the alphabet was used, you know, for all these different things. And
all these different factions.
Indeed, absolutely. But it was great then.
So are they simply the best, or are they?
Indeed.
Are they Golden Ulster?
That's it. Absolutely. Yeah. But I remember doing things, you know. You'd maybe do 2 shows in West Belfast, then you had to go to East Belfast the same week, do another 2 in 2 different clubs. It was just, you had to
I'd get confused.
Be careful.
That's I would end up doing the.
Well, that's
the
what. Well, there was one time
Did you change the material for depending on the club?
Oh, gee, I will go in singing, you know, the soldier song. Hold on, wrong place. Oh, sorry.
No, we're lazy bastards. We don't change it no matter where we go.
I remember.
You get our show. It's cross community. No matter who you are, you get the same thing.
I remember I was picked to do. I was booked to do the UUP dinner.
Right.
I've probably told you this.
The Ulster Unionist Party, right?
Yes, and it was the time Doug Beattie was voted in as their leader. It was 3 or 4 years ago because he's left it. Even I'm lasting longer than him. So I went in. It was 500 in the Crown Plaza, right? And I'm going, how am I going to start this? You know, so I went. I said, ladies and gentlemen, put our surprise guest. They didn't even know I was coming in. The beautiful Miss May McFettridge, and I walked on and I went, Fáilte go san Austin at Crown Plaza in Belfast. Is mé se Sean Linehan bhí mé ruggy agus tugaí a tuiscart Belfast agus a níos Tommy a go húnaí bóthir intima tuiscart Belfast. Silent, you could have heard a pin drop, and I went, what date's this? I went, fuck me, I'm sorry, that's for the Shinners tomorrow night. Uproar, just exploded, laughing the word blabbing.
Very good. Because you're a Gael goer, aren't you? You take that seriously. You're studying it.
Tommy Fulham the Gael, I'm learning.
Right.
I hope.
It's hard to win it. It
is very difficult.
See, we're learning here. We're learning here on the Give My Head podcast.
Gaklan Lascola.
Dan, can you put subtitles on this?
This is going straight to doing all.
So you've got an MBE and you speak Irish. You see, you're straddling both sides, aren't you? I mean,
absolutely. And my legs are better, I think. And I've got 2 titanium knees, but I love
2 titanium knees.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite expensive, isn't it? Titanium.
It is.
You'll be worth something if you.
When I'm dead, I said.
Does that mean we can't cremate you? Does that mean we have to bury you?
No, that's you get cremated, and then you can take the debris away. But I said, well, you couldn't be from North Belfast, not have your knees done. Indeed. Oh, my God.
So you are just, I mean, it's early February now. So you've just finished another run at the Opera House. Many shows was it this year?
75.
75. Have you any idea how many you've done over 34 years? Have you?
Well, the CEO, Ian Wilson, was talking on the last night, just thanking everybody and blah, blah, and he thinks it's over 3,000.
Right.
Shows in the Opera House, and he always says, this, and I just don't like it. You know what I mean? He says he's never missed one show. Never even missed an entrance in the shows. Never. And they're all, oh, that's great, you know. And we Paddy Jenkins is standing beside me, and Paddy's he's now 20 odd years as well, and he never mentions Paddy. Thank God. No, but I'd love to say, and of course, Paddy Jenkins, who has been here and blah, blah. And the only time Paddy missed anything was when his father, God rest him, died.
Right.
You know, and there was a fellow on doing Paddy's.
Aye.
And Paddy tells this story as well. So, I went up to the funeral, obviously, and I said, no, I have to rush back, Paddy, now to the matinee. And he says, well, I said, Paddy, please, get back as soon as you can, maybe tomorrow or even tonight, please, because this fella's fucking brutal. He was doing it. He was fucking pure shit. Oh, God, couldn't act his age. He was, God love me, it was a dancer, but I don't think he's working for JB Sports or something. I don't know.
We know Paddy very well, as you know, obviously. Give me a headpiece and all of that. He fell down the stairs at our show this year, and we had to replace him with Marty McGuire.
Replaced his leg. I know, broke him 3 places.
Aye. But he's been on Give Me a Headpiece for years. You've been on Give Me a Headpiece as well. A couple of times. You were a nasty bastard and Give Me a Headpiece, weren't you? You were
correct.
You were an old IRA man who bullied me.
Indeed, aye.
Did you enjoy it?
And I was told by a certain individual who's not too far away from us, he hasn't died, you know. So you would never know.
You would never know. No, absolutely. You want to come back? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I don't mind. Jeez. Where I get my 10 grand.
Did we pay you 10 grand? Why do we only pay him half? That's ridiculous.
That's why I'm here for the other half.
That's David Hull.
Oh, don't you know?
You once told me a story, and I'm trying to piece it together, but if you remember it, but back in your mechanic days, and it was back in the dark days of Troubles, there was the big bombs in Belfast, and you were working in the car showroom or something?
No, I was working in
Donegal Street.
Donegal Street, Dick's Garage, Donegal Street, and next thing was a bomb scare, and they were out, and it was, I don't know, it was in the Irish News or wherever, it was very, very close, or at the back of where Dick's in the Irish News, up the wee laneway beside the co-op, the old co-op there, and they were saying, right, get the cars out of the showroom, get the car. So they put the ramps up, and because it was about 18 inches of a lift going into the showroom from the footpath, so the big doors were wide open, and they were saying, right, get the cars out, we were out down there. And at this stage, I had my life, I was only 17, and I hadn't got my driving licence then. So I says, I've no, what do you mean you haven't a driving licence? Can you drive a car? Get it up beside St. Patrick. So we're driving out, rolling down, getting into another car, rolling down, and then there was one, he says, that one won't start. He said, fucking you were at that, and won't you? You serviced that and won't start. But they were getting the cars out. And I said, Jesus Christ, that this bomb could go off any time. He says, fucking cars are worth 10 grand. No, then. The cars are worth £2,000. They're new. I says, well, what about me? I can get user 2 a penny for fuck's sake, apprentices. Fucking great, thank you. Bastard. Anyway, we were getting the cars all up there. But on another occasion, I was in the garage, the opposite side of the road, obviously, and I was putting a clutch into a Fiat 500, and I had one of the big, huge trolley jacks, you know, you would use for lorries, and it takes the thing up about, 2.5 feet, perfect for me to walk under. But I'm underneath it, next thing, all the commotion, me, what is it? So I get out from underneath, no stands in underneath the car, no health and safety.
Oh, no.
No, we're talking about 8 stone ago. So I run out to see what the hassle was, and as I get up to the top of the garage, out onto Donegal Street, boom, I don't know, it was £1,000, I think it was the one in Smithfield, right. Not 100% sure, or maybe Royal, wherever it was, the whole place rocked, and there's all old metal beams in Donegal Street and Dick and Company, all the rust fell off it, and I went back down, and the car I was laying underneath had fallen off the jack.
Ooh.
And it was just there was no back wheels on it because it was rear wheel drive,
right.
So the gearboxes in the back.
You've been under there.
I wouldn't have been here.
Oh, wow! And that's not the only time you survived. You were you in a pub called the Hole in the Wall?
Yes.
When
I'm not
when it was blown
100%
up.
sure. I think it was 1973. 23rd of February, about 9:15 p.m. ish.
Right.
1973.
I think it was 73.
You were in a bar. Was it the Hole in the Wall?
It was the Hole in the Wall. We were in the upstairs lounge. Me and my wife, Brenda, we were only going together. We were up there. Next thing I heard a commotion. Evening. Oh, geez, must be a row downstairs. Wrecked. And boom. And I didn't lose consciousness, but I knew I could hear Brenda. She was screaming. And I put my hand down. I knew it was her, and I pulled her up. And I pulled her up like that. I said, "Look, come on, right? The door's just directly in front of us." As I walked out, there was no floor,
No floor? Wow.
So the floor in the bottom bar stopped us, or else a beam, because I remember my head hit something and just flipped me back, and I flipped her as well, because I had her hand because I'd just given her a $5 or something to get the drink. But anyway, flipped us over, and we were the first two taken out of the room.
Wow. And was anybody killed in that? Was it?
There wasn't, no. There was
a lot of people
a lot of people injured.
That must have been pretty traumatic. It was,
It was, yeah. I remember looking at Brenda's face. You could see her skull, this massive scar hanging. Her cheekbone was sitting.
You could see her cheekbone.
And my nose dropped. I mean, Jesus, this will not fall far. At the ground, the size of it. It's like a cooker hood. And we went down to the hospital, and the girl who ran us to the hospital, her husband now, subsequently, I had a drink with him last night, and he married her, and he's a member of Fort William, and we're just talking. And his son do you remember when the Opera House was blown up?
Yes.
And we took it out to...
It was a very large hole on the side of the Opera House.
That's right.
Or something?
It wasn't. It was 1991. And there was a 25-foot crater in Glengall Street. The whole side of the Opera House was taken away and blah, blah. And we took it out to, what did it call the bar? The hotel was blown up, Castlereagh, out the hills.
Le Mans.
We took it out to Le Mans that time,
Did the Panto win the Le Mans?
Yeah, with Tom O'Connor and Candy Devine, God rest her. And who else was on that? Well, the girl who run me to the Hole in the Wall, that Panto we called A Lad in Belfast.
Right.
We play them words.
Oh, right.
Right? And the wee lad Paul who did it, he was her son.
Right.
And imagine he come over from Canada about a year ago. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, he's the size of you and me, Damon.
Right.
He's a big lump of a child. He's not. He wasn't a wee fella Paul who was a lad in Belfast.
Right.
Well, what I love about Northern Ireland is, that's a horrible and traumatic experience you went through.
Aye.
But later on in life, you met the man who might have been responsible
No,
for...
I met this guy one time who wouldn't have been a Catholic.
He wouldn't have been a Catholic.
No, and
he might have been involved.
but he was in the Orange Order. He was in certain fractions of
Loyalism.
Mm-hmm. And you've all the words. It's fucking great. I wish I was educated. And so he said, "When were you blown up, John?" And I said, "I'm not 100% sure. I think it was blah 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 the dates and all." And he went, "I think we did that one." Anyway, do you want a drink?
What?
He says, "Give me a bottle of Bud, will you?" I said, "Not a problem. Give us 2 Bud, will you, me and John?"
I think we did that.
I think we did that one.
Wow.
But that's...
God rest me, he's dead and buried now, so,
Right.
But
that's how small this place
that's
is, and also
indeed,
how mad it was that,
indeed. See, other people around the world wouldn't believe the half of it.
People here, I think this is sometimes over example. We've the best sense of humour in the world and all that. I mean, Liverpool says that and lots of people. But we've been through stuff, particularly the people of our generation, maybe not the young. We've been through stuff that other people haven't. I mean, that must have informed your comedy and your sense of darkness and your sense of fact. You could get killed tomorrow, so I mean, take a slag and it's not that bad.
100%. You're 100% right. I think it's just we were the funniest people on the planet. There's no doubt, especially what you're going through. You know, people losing parts of their body, and other people losing friends and family, and it's so hard for, you know. And next thing you know, a week later, you're up cracking jokes about, you know, but.
Yeah,
that's the way.
It's all because very serious and heavy.
Indeed, I.
No, it's seriously.
No, you started that.
No. Seriously, it is. It is an important thing because we do occasionally get people coming up and thanking us and going, you know, thank you very much for you know making us laugh during the dark days and stuff like that, and having a sense of your own ridiculous. And it is important. Humour is very important. Obviously, it's a big part of your life.
I remember there was a bomb in Great Victoria Street, just not directly about facing Glengall Street, you know, on Great Victoria Street. And this thing was blown up. They blew it up, you know, the army. And next thing, there was a windscreen of a wee small car, but the windscreen, this fella, the story was, you know, now when you get into town, it was his wife, it was his car, but the wife was driving it. Now you drive it, or you're not going to get stuffed into like a car park, and you can't drive, you can't reverse, and make sure there's nothing near you. She said it was great. She went into Victoria Street. She said, there's loads of space there. So she just parked it and went shopping. Hello? So anyway, they come back, and it was on the back of a truck or something, but we got the windscreen in, you know, and I put the windscreen, the second act, I put the windscreen on the floor, and he me, look at the state of this place. I think a bomb would hit it to get that off. And it was then, I think it was only about 400 people in the place that it was getting. It was very, very hard to get a crowd in, you know.
Yeah. Do you feel like an elder statesman of comedy these days? I don't want to.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I don't mean that. No, because we're 16, we get that all the time. I go, are you still on the TV and all
Jesus,
that? The younger ones.
I'm 74 this year.
You're 74?
In November, but it's a way long time.
Do you do any gigs with the younger comedians, the likes of Shane Todd and Mickey
No, I think when they book me, it's just me, the book. You know, you don't.
They don't need those young ones.
No, it's not that they don't need them. They're crap. I
think we have the clip for the Instagram there.
No, it's not that. It's know, it's not my humour. You know, one book we can all curse and swear, but there's one every 2 sentences, and you know, they talk about.
But is that not every generation does that? They'll go, the new ones coming up are crap.
Indeed.
20 years from now, Shane Todd will be saying the new ones coming up are wick. And
indeed. You think it put clothes on or something? You know, that's the way it's going to get. But the comedians from like Frank Carson era when he was a young man, the comedians, the programme.
They're the ones you grew up with.
And I just thought they were hilarious. But you wouldn't see them doing what I'm doing now. Come in and spend the first 10 minutes on the first 2 rows. You know, so it always increases. But of course, then years ago you had what they call your man. They wouldn't put him on television. He was that brutal.
Bernard Manning was
No, he was on top. He wore the hat, like a leather
Roy
hat.
Chubby Brown.
Roy Chubby Brown.
Right.
Oh, he was talking about women's things and what they were doing and what they weren't doing, and dear God, they
so you do have a line. You see, you are woke. You're woke. You're politically correct and woke. You don't like Roy Chubby Brown.
What's woke? What's that? No, I hear.
You're just dozing. Put it like that. Right, okay. You're not woke.
But see, woke. That's what people in Lurgan do when they go to their work. Oh, you hate when you're woke. No. Hey, when you woke. I woke every day. I was talking to this fellow from Lurgan, and I said, "Can you not pronounce your R's?" But he said, and where we were in Mahan's Hotel in Erdenstown.
Yep, Joe Mahan.
Joe Mahan, and who's one of the most loveliest singers.
Absolutely. Yes.
Jesus Christ, he's brutal. Anyway, but that's what's made him.
Landlord.
A great landlord. I remember doing a gig in there. Don't let me forget what I was going to say, Lurgan. So I was in there one night and did the gig in the big hall next door. Then had 2 or 3 pints in, and I said, "What time is it?" He said, 1 o'clock, right? I'm away to my bed, you know. Good night. The next thing, the door raps about 20 minutes later. What is it? Who is it? Joe? No, man. What are you doing in bed? I said, what nearly 1:30 in the morning. He says, I have a pot of soup, Robin. I have a big pot of soup. All the people there waiting to see you. He says, I saw my... No, this is all. There's police and everyone. Come on, had to go down and
At 1:30 in the morning?
Another 20-minute thing. And the soup's all out and everybody's drinking, the pints are flowing. He says, oh, sure, they'll be here at 4, maybe 4. The police will put them out about 4 in the morning. Fucking hell.
I have to tell you, that's a very good Joe Mahan.
Oh, Christ, the night, he's brutal. But there was 2 guys there from Lurgan. The last time I was doing a big peak, got my big shimmy, got me down. And this fellow, 2 of them were black. And I says, all right, where are you from? Oh, Logan. And I said, all right. I said, what do you work at? Oh, hell, you hate it when you walk. He said, I work in the bog. He says, what? Morgue, work in the bog. Work in the bog for 2 years. 2 years. 2 years in the bog. Oh, you hate it when you walk. Now, I don't know how many hours is in. You have to go to your work. He works in the morgue, and he was there for 2 or 3 years working in the morgue. But oh, you hate it when you walk. 2 years. And they're all the eyes are going and the nose is going. Fucking hell, not a nice sense out of it. Swear to God. So I'm not saying everybody in Lurgan's like that.
No.
But I worked in...
No, not everybody. But
I worked in Lurgan Celtic, and about 93% of them are like that.
Well, they do have Buckfast and Optics down there, don't they?
That's absolutely Buckfast and Optics.
That's your audience.
I know, £6 a bottle, and they have it in Optics. I wonder much of half the Buckfast. They don't buy half, they just put, half pint fucking tumblers up in it. Anyway,
So, John, you've been there 34 years.
Yeah.
You're going to keep going until whenever?
Yeah, well, there's
until you
another
stop?
couple of years in contract there, so yeah, it seems. I suppose as long
Do you
as
still enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. I
Do you
really
enjoy
love
it? You not go. I mean, at the middle of. I mean, we're doing a run here. Give my headpiece live. 29 shows. 29 shows, which seems quite a lot. Would you not start in the Opera House on week 1 and you've got 78 shows to go? You go,
I remember
78.
and I remember doing it one time, and who the hell was it? It wasn't Jimmy Cricket, but somebody else said, well, that's one down. And then we used to do 84. One year we did 99.
99 shows.
And that's when you did 3 on a Saturday. You did 10:30, 2:30, 7:30. And I made a talk to myself, and I said, right, no one-liners on the first or second show.
Right.
Leave them for the last show. So the last show on a Saturday night, says that's when Linehan's at his best. The last show on a Saturday night. Because you weren't throwing one-liners out, because you'd say to yourself, maybe in the second show, did I say that an hour ago?
or
did I say
10 minutes ago, this morning?
And you're asking yourself questions. So I made a thank God now it's just the 2 shows.
Of course, in those days you could nip over to the Crown for a couple as well, between shows. Like.
I remember
during shows.
I remember Frank Carson.
He used to go during shows, by the way. He kept them during fucking shows.
I know. I remember Frank Carson was in his gear, standing at the Crown Bar, and he says, I've got 20 minutes before I'm on again, because he finished sort of early in the first act,
right,
and he wasn't on to quite a bit in the second act.
That's
so the gap as well. So there, Damon and Frank standing at the bar, but he was all right. He was just wearing Jesus what he's wearing now.
Exactly. They just stand up. He's off early in the first half, then there's the interval, and they just stand up for 20 minutes. He goes over half an hour here.
Next time Frank will go by, he's had a pint and 2 halvings on him, But then. It was quite like that many years ago.
It's not like that now. Sure, it's not. No, it's highly professional.
We've all become very professional.
I think so. Really, you're 100% right. You just cannot. If you were caught even with the smell of drink on you, geez, you'd be out the door. Yeah. Especially in pantomime, But no, some crack.
Do you actually like children, or are they a pain in the hole?
Oh no, the kids are great. I love them. But there's a
Be honest, sir.
no, but there was a. I used to go to school with them. They were great.
Shut up. Yeah.
I know, indeed. That's why you don't do Panto, you grumpy old fucker, you. So,
not for you, Tim.
No,
not for you.
Where do you buck and die, mate? That's it.
What are you going to do? Fucking head Peter Pan? Hardly. not a fucking turn his head. Guess who I am? Dead. What?
I'm going to shave the beard to be the Panto Dame.
I'll probably just fall out anyway. But you put me off what I was going to say.
You love kids, that's what you said.
No, there was one of the things. The English write these pantomimes, obviously,
Right.
and then me and Jenkins go over to wherever,
Northern Ireland,
and just fix them. Right. And but there was one. The end of the first act. What I had to say was, they wouldn't be hearing this. No, that doesn't matter. Nobody else will be listening.
No, nobody's listening.
So
don't worry.
it was. I had an old friend of mine in Neverland. It was lovely. He was a postman, and I remember me being naked, starkers, nothing on me, completely in the nude, and the front door opened, and I don't know whether it frightened him much that I was in the nip, or that I knew where he lived, right? And anyway, I'm leaving all this old nonsense about pirates and everything. So I'm going to a place called Jeopardy because there's thousands of jobs in it. So I'll leave you later on. And I said to him, we did this for a week. And the kids are going, and I'm going, what the fuck am I talking about? I was standing naked, starkers, in my birthday suit. For this fella that I fancied. And the kids are going, and the wee 10-year-olds are going, like, that's not for kids. All right, you could do it at night, and maybe it'll get But I changed it all. I says, well, I remember going to school in Neverland, and I just scrubbed that out, and I went to school in Netherland, and I remember my teacher, she says, she didn't like me, I didn't like her. And at the very start of the 10-minute piece, you find out where everybody's from.
Right.
There was these ones from, where was it? Twinbrook, right? Now, there was loads that we used, but these ones from Twinbrook. And I said, she didn't like me, I didn't like her. She says, right, miss me, stand up, give me the alphabet. And I went, A, B, C, D, E, G, L, S, P. I don't know. She said, right, over the weekend, I want you to know the alphabet. Come in here Monday and you do the alphabet. I want you to know it backwards, right? So Monday came, right, miss me, give me the alphabet. And I went, Z, Y, X, W, F, E, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, L, M, L, K, J, I, G, H, F, E, D, C, B, A. And the fucking place went, whoa, right?
I think officers are ready for this.
And they just roared, I says. And she says, what's that? I said, miss, you told me to learn it backwards. I didn't mean that. Well, I'm not supposed to know what you mean. And she didn't like me. And anyway, she was caught doing the double. The police arrested her, and she was from Twinbrook. As I walked off, and it just got the thing got two laughs, whereas the other one I was walking off to the sound of my own feet.
Yeah.
So
yes.
that's
So you get a rating credit as well, do you? But I mean, it's
never even thought of that.
No, you need a rating credit. No, but
Absolutely.
that's the secret is timing.
Aye.
Simple things like changing even a couple
That's right.
of words, but
Aye.
your timing is
Aye.
immaculate. Your
Yeah.
presence is. I mean, people book basically years in advance for May McFettridge.
Yeah.
I mean, if Panto didn't have May McFettridge, it wouldn't be the same. Do you
No, it'll just be different. You know what I mean? It'll still fill the place up. Please go.
Oh no, I'll still fill it. Don't worry.
Oh,
It's
no.
when you're going. No, don't worry. I'll still
Oh,
fill
are we
it.
your show? You wish. But it's and I learned the alphabet backwards in
Right.
Sacred Heart School. We were taught, to learn it. That was great. It always come back. So it's great.
Came in useful.
It did. So that's the end of the first act. So
John, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you very much.
Not at all. I've really enjoyed it, lads.
The Give Me Head Peace podcast is we're speaking to all sorts of comedians and actors. But we've been mates for ages. Even though you're horrible to me every time you see me. And
no, not Jesus.
You're horrible to me.
No, just look at you, Jesus Christ. What do you want me to say? Jesus, you're looking well today, huh? No, Tim.
No, genuinely, I've admired your stuff for a year. We'll love seeing you live and stuff like that. And long may you last in the Panto. I don't think I will ever be in the Panto Dame. I don't think I'll ever replace you. You're irreplaceable, aren't you?
No, yes. You're right. You got that in one.
Got that one. John, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you,
that's the Give Me Head podcast for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we have started Give Me Head Peace. Mr. Kieran Nolan is joining us. Kieran Nolan. In the meantime, happy Valentine's Day. Go to Pug Uglies. Don't forget the Rugger starts soon. Go to Pug Uglies. They're a great bar. The football's on there. The Rugger's on there. Don't forget they have special offers. If you go in there and say, Give My Head podcast, they'll give you 20% off. See you soon. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend that is John Linehan.
Thank you.
Cheers, John.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.